What's going on, cosplayers? I'm gonna be discussing places to cosplay at besides conventions and Halloween. As cosplayers, we often struggle to find places where we could cosplay at where we could feel comfortable cosplaying at. And unfortunately, we can't always afford to go to cons, Halloween seasons once a year, and sometimes we could use a change in scenery. But have no fear, as a cosplayer of almost 10 years, I come to know places where I could display my cosplays without fear of judgment. I'll go over 6 places that have come to mind. You may have seen this before on Facebook, but the first thing on the list is cosplay gatherings. These are cosplay organized events where cosplay gather, mingle, bring food, and get great photos of their cosplays. Most of the time, these meetups take place at places such as parks, and they're usually free. Where I'm from, there are several of these a year. There's one in the spring, summer, fall, and even one that's held at Christmas in the park in San Jose. I've been to some of these events, and I've had a good time there. And quite often you can find good places to take pictures that you could not find at conventions. I suggest joining Facebook cosplay groups if you want to be informed of cosplay meetups that are happening where you are. Next on the list is Japanese culture festivals. Many of us cosplayers are watching anime, and thus we are already consuming some Japanese pop culture. In addition, a lot of us cosplayers are interested in Japanese culture as a whole. Throughout the US, at least, there are lots of Japanese festivals. The major ones are the cherry blossom festivals that take place in the spring. The two main ones from what I know of are the Northern California Cherry Blossom Festival that takes place in Japantown, San Francisco, and the National Cherry Blossom Festival that takes place in Washington, D.C. I myself have cosplay at the NorCal one, and during the Cherry Blossom Festival, there are events where you can showcase your cosplays to the crowd. Plus, you can get awesome cosplay photos with the cherry blossoms in the background. In addition, these are often free. Outside of those ones I mentioned, there's also one in Arizona called Arizona Matsuri, and I know for sure that there are cosplayers that go to that event to cosplay at. But my suggestion is check on Facebook and Instagram to see if cosplayers cosplay at those Japanese festivals, just to make sure that's a place where you feel comfortable cosplaying at. Personally, I've never been to these events before, but I definitely know cosplayers who have been to these events, and these are called Renaissance fairs. So what are Renaissance fairs? Renaissance fairs are outdoor events that are themed from the English Renaissance. Usually cosplayers that cosplay series such as Legend of Zelda, Assassin's Creed, Pirates of the Caribbean, and other series with similar aesthetics. I know for sure there are many Renaissance fairs across the US, and from the footage of it, they look really cool, and these events are really good, especially if you like the English history aesthetics. If any of you have been to these events, please let me know in the comments below, because I would really like to know more about these events. The next option is something I've often seen and I've done myself, and that is cosplay to the movies. Now, I don't mean going to movies in general. I mean when an anime movie comes up, or a movie of a series with a big fan base, like Five Nights at Freddy's. For example, during the opening weekend of a My Hero Academia movie, I went to the movies and I saw many My Hero Academia cosplayers. And of course, on my social media feed, I have seen cosplayers cosplay to the opening weekends of anime movies and movies such as the Five Nights at Freddy's movies. At first, the idea of me cosplaying the movies made me uncomfortable, but then later on, I gained the confidence to cosplay the movies thanks to all the social media feed I see. Not long ago, I cosplayed as Isagi to the Blue Lock movie, and I had a really good time. Now, this is a more expensive option, and you can't really bring a full cosplay here, but it's a really good option if you're a closet cosplayer, and that is Disney parks. And yes, if you wear a full costume if you're over 14 years old, you're most likely going to get kicked out. Unless, of course, if you're lucky enough to get a ticket to Oogie Woogie Bash or Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, which I know, from what I hear, the costume guidelines are a bit more relaxed. But here's what you're allowed to do at Disney parks, and this is called Disney bounding. For those who don't know, Disney bounding is wearing everyday clothes to look like Disney characters, but more in a casual way, so I suggest not wearing the dress of Elsa or an outfit that you don't normally see every day. For example, if I were the Disney bound as Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh, I would wear a bluish gray shirt and matching shorts. I would also wear a bow tie to represent the bow on his tail. It's a great way to test your creative skills and go beyond just making a full cosplay. From what I hear, wigs are allowed at Disney parks, and you could use them to complement your Disney bounds. That means you could wear some of your anime wigs and come up with a non-canon casual outfit so you can get those cool Disney photos you'll never get at anime conventions. Plus, if you don't feel like paying the entrance fee, you can always go to Downtown Disney or Disney Springs instead, For more info on Disney founding, I suggest looking up this article. The last option is very limited, but it's really worth it if you get the chance to visit one of these places. And these are geeky cafes. There are two of these places I know come to mind, and I know for sure cosplaying is encouraged at these cafes. The first one is Requiem Coffee in Anaheim, which is not far from Disneyland. This is a themed coffee shop that has a fantasy-themed interior. Many cosplayers go there to get cool cosplay photos, and they also hold fandom-themed events. There are also themed drinks and a TV that plays geeky shows. I myself have been to this cafe, and it's really worth checking out. I remember one day going to this cafe just to study, and I saw a group of Star vs. Force Eagle cosplayers getting a photo shoot, and that was really cool. The other one I know of is the Millennial Fandom Bar in Las Vegas. I have yet to visit this bar, but I know cosplay events are held there, and the bar is geeky themed. I've seen a lot of footage of it, and it's really cool. It's got more of a sci-fi theme from what I could see, which is really great news if you're a Star Wars or Star Trek fan. Next time I'm in Vegas, I'm hoping to pay a visit there. And that's my list of places to cosplay at besides conventions and Halloween. I hope any cosplayer watching this video who is looking for more places to cosplay at found this video helpful. If you know any other places to cosplay at, please let me know in the comments below because I would love to know what other places to cosplay at, and I'm sure other cosplayers would like to find new places to cosplay at as well. And with that, happy cosplaying and see you in the next video!